Hi, it's Colette. Colette Coaches Insurance. In this segment of Colette Coaches Insurance, I want to talk about your renewal. Your insurance renewal is typically once a year where you renew because it's not automatic. You renew your general liability, commercial general liability policy, auto liability policy, and workers' comp insurance. And typically, what I strongly recommend is you start at least 90 days out before the renewal in preparing your submissions to quote your insurance program. But there's a lot of things you could do year round. And for instance, what I noticed is, again, we are, and I've covered this before, you can look at my other tutorials where uh, we are strategizing to get work in a certain location. We add a property location to our policy. We call our broker, say, listen, the landlord needs to show, at least list them as certificate of show a certificate of insurance, to show them as a certificate holder or an additional insured. And great, you get all of that in play and done. You're on site, you've got coverage, and you're working that territory to get jobs work in that state. What I noticed during before renewal is we've got multiple locations that are on the policy that we're no longer at. Say we set up a trailer somewhere, we rented a trailer, we rented a lot, we even maybe rented a building, and we, did everything we needed to do to get that location on our policy and show the landlord that we have this coverage. And now, fast forward 6 months from now, we were only going to be there temporarily. Maybe we're there 1 or 2 years. What I noticed, do a little housekeeping, we find that the properties just continue to be listed even though we're no longer there. Someone needs to be mindful. Someone needs to be delegated this routine of reviewing the locations that are added. And I'm talking about, I have guys that follow the job and they need to set up shop quickly and efficiently. But let's look at the exit strategy. We're no longer working for this customer. We're no longer working in this state. Make sure the locations are no longer listed. Your broker is probably inundated with a lot of information from you during the renewal. 90 days is being optimistic. I say start out, the bigger your insurance program, the bigger your operations. If you have a couple of hundred people, a couple of thousand people, this is a year-round routine of making sure your schedules list current locations and not past locations. You probably want to have someone look at that monthly to say, okay, where are we going to be? Where were we at? Do we need to keep these locations on? Um, and just be mindful of that. That way, when you do get to renewal time and you get your submissions to your broker to quote your coverage with different carriers, that information is as accurate as possible. Okay, your broker does a great job, but they don't get the information to rely on is only as accurate as the information you submitted to them. So if you've had any changes in your purchasing department, if you had any changes in your contract department with staff and what have you, if you've changed the scope of your work, you're no longer doing electric inside wiring. Any changes, significant changes, up, you got to get in touch with your broker. Your insurance company needs to know that these locations are no longer ours. We're no longer renting this location. We no longer own this location. Again, if you get into a habit of reviewing this, having someone delegated to manage this once a month, when renewal comes, it's that much easier, it's that much seamless. Okay, so that was just what I was looking at today. I was looking over property schedule and the coverages on their general liability policy, and I thought I'd share that with you. If you have any questions, reach out to me on my channel anytime or at optimum.net. Again, today, I hope it was useful. And until next time, my friends, have a great day. Bye.